Hello, everybody. This is Apba Brian and Apba Baseball Classics bringing to you game number 88 of the All-Time Greats Tournament. This is the third game of the series between the 1940 Cincinnati Reds and the 1995 Atlanta Braves. John Smoltz will be pitching for the Braves, and pitching for the Reds is Paul Derringer. Paul Derringer came up in the St. Louis Cardinals organization. In 1931, Branch Rickey, the general manager, had a tough decision to make. Would he bring up Paul Derringer or Dizzy Dean? He elected to bring up Derringer. It's also called Duke Derringer. Derringer pitched in 2 games in the 1931 World Series, but he got clobbered by the A's, guys like Jimmy Foxx, Mickey Cochran, and Al Simmons twice in Game 1 and in Game 6, so he got traded. He was traded to the Cincinnati Reds. And while with the Cincinnati Reds, he worked for another fiery general manager. His name was McPhail, and he didn't get off to a fast start with the Reds, but eventually he was pitching well. By 1935, there was a day when Derringer was called into McPhail's office because he failed to slide in at second base on the plate. He should have slid. McPhail was going to fine him $250. During that heated discussion with firing McPhail, Derringer picked up an inkwell and threw it at McPhail, his general manager. He missed. McPhail looked at Derringer and said, "You could have killed me with that thing." He said, "I was trying to." There was more discussion, and Derringer actually walked out of the office with a $750 bonus and a mandate to start the first night game in Major League history in 1935, which he started and won 2-1. He put together 3 20-game win seasons for the Reds and helped into the 39-40 pennants. In 1940, he won the deciding game of the World Series against the Detroit Tigers ace Bobo Newsom, beat him 2-1, gave up no earned runs. Duke Derringer had 32 career shutouts, won 10 1-0 complete games, and he was sold to the Chicago Cubs in 1943, and he helped those boys to the 1945 pennant. Hello, everybody. This is Apba Brian with Apba Baseball Classics, bringing to you game number 87 of the All-Time Greats Tournament. We have the third game, the deciding game between the 1995 Atlanta Braves and the 1940 Cincinnati Reds. Duke Derringer is your starter for the Reds. He's completed his warm-up tosses. He's a grade B, Y, Z pitcher. We're using Apba Basic all the way. Here's the pitch to Marquise Grissom of the Braves, 64. It's going to be a strikeout. 1 down for the Braves. Jeff Blauser. Strong hitting Atlanta shortstop. I think he hit a home run in the last game in the 8th inning. Here's the pitch to Jeff Blauser. 1-3 is a base on balls. So Derringer working carefully to Blauser, puts him on. Free pass, average speed at first base. Here is Chipper Jones. And Chipper Jones is hitting .333 in the tournament with a homer and 2 doubles, a steal, and 5 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Chipper Jones. 61 is a fly ball to left field. Ivo Goodman is under it and makes the catch. 2 away. And with the man on first, here is the crime dog, from McGriff. 45 is going to be a base on balls, or 2 balls and no strikes. He's got the Z modifier, so there's 2 balls and no strikes. 2 outs, 1 on first. 22 is a 7. That's going to be a single to right field, and Blauser will go around second and go to third. First and third Braves in the first inning. There's 2 outs. David Justice. And let's see. Justice is 3 for 17 in the tournament. Here's the pitch to 55 is an 8 against the B. That's going to be a single to right field. A runner's going to score. McGriff is going to, let's see, he will go to third. First and third, the Braves take a 1-0 lead in the first. That brings up Ryan Klesko. 51 is more trouble. That's going to be a single to right. And let's see, McGriff scores. Justice, unless he's not slow, goes to third. 2-0 Atlanta. Duke Derringer in trouble in the first inning. Here's Mark Lemke. Been very hot until yesterday's game. 36 is a 33. That's going to be a pop out to second base. Cincinnati is fielding column 1. Atlanta's fielding column 2. That concludes the first inning. But on a walk and 3 hits, Braves score twice. Cincinnati coming to bat. All right, Billy Werber will lead off the bottom of the first inning for Cincinnati. 32 is a 26. That's going to be a ground ball to the second baseman, Mark Lemke. Throw to the first. Werber's out 4-3. Here is the left fielder, Ivo Goodman. 52 is a 27. That's going to be a rollout to third base, or an X. It's an X, so it is a strikeout. Ball gets away from the catcher, but Lopez recovers it quickly and throws the first. 2 down. Here is Myron McCormick. Smoltz Wines delivers. 53 is a 15. Fielding column 2. That is going to be a single to left field. And the Reds have their first base runner. Atlanta's rally in the top of the first was with 2 outs. Here is Frank McCormick, the first baseman. He is 8 for 15 in the tournament with a homer, triple, and 2 RBIs. Pitch to Frank McCormick is 21. That's a fly ball to left field. Ryan Klesko tracks it down and makes the catch. We go to the top of the second inning. Atlanta 2 and Cincinnati nothing. Javier Lopez will lead off the top of the second inning. He's an offensive-minded catcher. And in the tournament, he's 5 for 17 with a triple and 2 doubles. 51 is a fly ball to center field. And that is caught by Mike McCormick. 1 down. Pitcher, John Smoltz. 44 is a 21. Fielding column 1. That's going to be first and second. An error on the, it's going to be a single down the right field line. Base hit for the pitcher, John Smoltz. Fast runner at first base. Brings up Marquise Grissom. Doesn't have the extra 31 on his card. Here's the pitch from Derringer. 41 is going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Eddie Used, who flips to second over to first. It's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. It's the end of the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. Atlanta 2, Cincinnati nothing. All right, at the bottom of the second, we'll have Ernie Lombardi, Lonnie Fry, and Harry Kraft for the Reds. Hope everyone's having a great 4th of July weekend. Lori and I are. We got on the motorcycle, took a little very short day trip to Missouri Town, 1850, and we enjoyed our walk around there. Here's the pitch to Ernie Lombardi from John Smoltz, 52. That is a 27. That's going to be a ground out to the third baseman, or X. That is an X, so it's a strikeout. Lombardi's the strikeout victim, goes back to the dugout. Here is Lonnie Fry. Six roll. That's a hit column roll for the second baseman, Lonnie Fry. 14 is a two-base hit, a two-bagger for Lonnie Fry. Fast runner at second base with one down. Here is Harry Kraft, who starred yesterday. He had 3 hits and 4 at-bats, 2 homers, and 6 RBIs. He crafted a wonderful victory for the Reds and kept them in the tournament. Here's the pitch to Harry Kraft from John Smoltz. 64 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. And John Smoltz says not today. Here is Eddie Used. 2 outs. Reds have a fast man in scoring position. Here's the pitch to Used. 42 is another swing and a miss. Smoltz strikes out the side around the double. We go to the top of the third. It's Atlanta 2, Cincinnati nothing. Jeff Blauser starts the third for Atlanta. Here's the pitch to Blauser, 24. That's a swing and a miss for strike 3. And Duke Derringer says, anything you can do, John Smoltz, I can do. Here's Chipper Jones. 23 is the roll. That's a ground ball to third base. And that's going to be a 5-3 ground out. Fred McGriff. There's a pitch to the Crime Dog. 41 is a ground ball to the shortstop, Eddie Used. He gobbles it up and throws the first. 3 up and 3 down for the Braves in the third. We go to the bottom of the third inning, Atlanta 2 and Cincinnati nothing. All right, pitcher Paul Derringer will lead off for the Reds, and if he can do anything that Smoltz will do, he'll need to get a hit here because Smoltz singled with his bat. 1-3 is a 13. It's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Last 4 outs were by strikeout. Here is Billy Werber. 36 is a ground ball to third base, 5-3. 2 outs. Chipper Jones with the play. Each team has won both their games on the other team's home field. We're at Crosley Field today. Here's the pitch to Ivo Goodman. That's a hit column roll for Ivo Goodman. He had 12 homers in 1940. 55 is a drive. It might be, it could be, it is out of here, a home run for Ivo Goodman. Cuts the Atlanta lead in half and puts the Reds on the board. Atlanta 2, Cincinnati 1 here in the bottom of the third inning of this elimination game. Mike McCormick. 55 is a single for McCormick. 4th hit in the game for Cincinnati. Average speed of first. Here is Buck McCormick. 62 is a 22, fielding column 2. Hit by pitch ball. So Smoltz trying to back him off the plate. Plunks him. First and second Cincinnati. There's 2 down. But Ernie Lombardi, the Reds' best hitter, is at the plate. Hard line drive hitter. Led the National League in hitting in 1938 with a 342 average, 319 in 1940. Probably the biggest catcher of his day in the National League, a slow runner, a hard line drive hitter. Here's the pitch to Ernie Lombardi. 55 is a 7. That's going to be a single to left, and 1 run will score. A slow runner will be out at home. Frank McCormick is not slow. Let's see, the runner at, yeah. So Lombardi with the single drives in Frank McCormick, or excuse me, Mike McCormick. Frank McCormick's at first. So let me double check on this. Okay, the throw went home. Frank McCormick, Myron McCormick was safe at the plate, so he scores. Frank goes to third, and Lombardi on the throw home goes to second. So the Reds have second and third with 2 outs, and the game is tied 2-2. Now, when I have a dice jump out of the tray, I still count it, unless it rolls off the table, which I don't think it can, at least in that direction, because I have the table up against the wall. If the dice rolls off the table, then it's a foul ball. Here is Lonnie Fry, 2 outs, infield back. Fry doubled his first time up. 56 is a 34. That's going to be a pop fly to the shortstop. Jeff Blauser, he makes the catch. That is the third out. The Reds score 2 runs on 2 hits, and the big hit was a home run by Ivo Goodman. We're at the top of the 4th inning. We're tied 2-2. All right, leading off for the Braves in the top of the 4th inning is Dave Justice. 62 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. That is the 3rd strikeout for Paul Derringer. Ryan Klesko. 32 is the roll. That's going to be a 26. Ground ball to second base. Lonnie Fry is up with it. Throws to first. Klesko is retired. And now Mark Lemke. 1-5 is going to be a fly ball to center field. Caught by Mike McCormick. 3 up and 3 down for the Braves in the top of the 4th. We go to the last of the 4th. The game is tied at 2. All right, Harry Kraft leads off for the Reds in the bottom of the 4th. He struck out his first time up against John Smoltz. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field. Ryan Klesko is under it and makes the catch. 1 away. Eddie Yost. .32 is a 26. That's going to be a ground out to second base. Mark Lemke, 2 down. And now the pitcher, Paul Derringer. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 41 is a 27. That's going to be a roller. Or not. It's an X, so it's a strikeout. That's 6 strikeouts for John Smoltz. 3 up and 3 down for the Reds. Let's go to the 5th inning. We're tied 2-2. Here's Javi Lopez, the catcher. 65 is a 35. It's going to be popped to Ernie Lombardi, the Reds catcher. 1 down. John Smoltz, who singled his first time up from out of Warren, Michigan, was originally a Detroit Tigers prospect and came up with the Tigers. 41 is a 27. Is a 5-3 or X. Let's see, Derringer has a Y, so it's a ground out to third, 5-3. Now the fast Marquise Grissom with 2 down in the 5th. 45 is going to be a walk to Marquise Grissom. Fast runner at first. Here is Jeff Blauser. 22 is a 8. That's going to be a ground out to the third baseman, Billy Werber, 5-3. That closes out the top of the 5th. We go to the last of the 5th. Atlanta 2 and Cincinnati 2. First 2 games of this series were not really close. This is a tight one. 2-2 tie in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch to Billy Werber. 22 is a fly ball to center field. Marquise Grissom is under it and makes the catch. one down. Ivel Goodman homered and struck out. Goodman is 3 for 15, 2 RBIs. 56 is a 34. That's going to be a pop out to the shortstop. 2 outs. And now Mike McCormick. 42 is a 9. That's going to be a single. McCormick is 3 for 3 today. Here is the other McCormick, Frank McCormick. So 3 for 3 makes him 5 for 20 on the series for Mike McCormick. Frank McCormick is coming into the game as 8 for 15, 9 for 16 for the tournament, over 500. 54 is a fly ball to right field. David Justice is under it, makes the catch. It's the end of the 5th inning. We go to the top of the 6th. 2-2 tie. Somehow the camera I was using went flashing from bright to dark, bright to dark, and bright to dark, and couldn't control that on a consistent basis. So we're changing cameras as we go to the 6th inning. Chipper Jones leads off the 6th inning for the Atlanta Braves. 63 is a 32. That's a fly ball to right field, caught by Harry Kraft. 1 out for the Braves. Crime Dog Fred McGriff. One 5 is a 8. That's going to be a fly ball to center field. And Myron McCormick striking that and makes the catch. 2 up and 2 down. David Justice. 62 is a swing and miss for strike 3. Second time Justice has struck out in the game. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Braves 2 and the Reds 2. John Smoltz will face Ernie Lombardi, Lonnie Fry, and Harry Kraft in the last of the 6th. 1-5 is a fly out to center field by Lombardi. Ball hit hard on the line, but right straight to Marquise Grissom. Here is Lonnie Fry. 43 is a ground ball back to Smoltz. Throws the first. 2 away. And now Harry Kraft. 42 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. That is the 7th strikeout for John Smoltz. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Atlanta Braves 2, Cincinnati Reds 2. Ryan Klesko leads off the 7th inning. This is the point of weakness inning for both starting pitchers. Unless I have the batters faced numbers on the card, I go 7th inning for the point of weakness for starting pitchers. Here is Ryan Klesko. 41 is a ground ball to the shortstop, Eddie Yost. Throws the first. 1 away. And that's 7 Braves retired in a row by Paul Derringer. Here is Mark Dirt Lemke. 35 is a 36. Ball 1. .53 is 18, fielding column 1. There on the shortstop, Eddie Yost, E6. So Lemke's on, average speed at first. Now, good hitting catcher, Javi Lopez. 55 is a 7. That's going to be a single to right field, and Lemke will make it all the way to third. Braves have men on the corners with only 1 out. Cincinnati will elect to play the infield at double play depth. John Smoltz is the hitter. He is 1 for 2. 34 is a 31, and that is going to be a fly out to center field, a sacrifice fly. Scoring Lemke, it's another run, and the Braves take a 3-2 lead in the 7th. So Smoltz helps his own cause. Here is Marquise Grissom. 33, that's his hit column roll for Grissom. 45 is a 6. That's going to be a double with 2 outs. Runner will score. .42. Here is Jeff Blauser. Timeout. All right, Manager Bill McKechnie went to the mound to talk it over with Derringer. He's the scheduled second hitter in the next inning. Going to try to get him through this inning. So Derringer with a bit of a breather. Here's the pitch to Jeff Blauser. 23 is a 27. That's going to be a ground out to third or Y. That's a strikeout. 3 outs. But the Braves scored twice to take a 42 lead going into the bottom of the 7th inning. All right, once again, John Smoltz is in his point of weakness inning. Elmer Yost will lead off for the Reds. Jimmy Ripple comes to the on-deck circle, so he'll pitch it for the pitcher. And then it'll be the top of the order, Billy Werber. Here's the pitch to Yost. 25 is a base hit for Eddie Yost. Leadoff single for the Reds. Average speed at first. That will get the tying run to the plate, and that's going to be Jimmy Ripple, 298 hitter in 1940. Pitch hitting for the pitcher Paul Derringer, who goes 7 innings and gives up 2 earned runs, 4 runs altogether. Here's the pitch to Ripple. 65 is going to be fouled out to the catcher, Javi Lopez. 1 away. Billy Werber comes to bat. .56 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. It's going to be up to Ivel Goodman, who homered in the second inning, to get anything done here in the 7th for the Reds, who trail by 2. 56 is going to be a pop-up or Y. Let's see why is not going to apply. So it's a pop-up to the shortstop, and that's the 3rd out in the 7th inning. Eddie Yost is stranded at first. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Atlanta 4 and Cincinnati 2. On the pitch, the top of the 8th inning for the Reds is Elmer Riddle. He was 1-2, 1.87 earned run average. He'll be a grade B pitcher. W modifier. He only started 1 game, didn't pitch a lot in 1940. But by 1941, he became a 20-game winner for the Cincinnati Reds. He's primarily a sinker ball pitcher. Has a good curve as well. Here's the pitch to Chipper Jones. 45 is a base on balls. Chipper Jones takes first. No outs. Average speed at first. The coin drop, Fred McGriff. 65 is a pop out to the catcher, or W. And Riddle has that W modifier, so it's going to be a walk. He has passed the first 2 runners. No outs. McGriff is average speed. You got Jones at second, McGriff at first. Here is Dave Justice. 63 is a fly ball to center field. That's caught by Myron McCormick. 1 down. Ryan Klesko. 1 for 3 today. 36 is a 33 infield pop fly. Shortstop Eddie Yost is tracking, and he's got it. 2 outs. Mark Lemke. Lemke was hotter than a firecracker, but he is 0 for his last 8. He was 6 for 9 coming into that, but 0 for his last 8. Here's the pitch to Mark Lemke. 23 is a ground ball to third base, 5-3. That completes the top of the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the eighth, Atlanta 4 and Cincinnati 2. All right, John Smoltz returns to the mound for the eighth inning. He has one mark against his point of fatigue. He'll be pitching to Myron McCormick, Frank McCormick, and Ernie Lombardi, the tough part of the Reds' order. 25 is a fly ball to center field. Marquise Grissom will get it, and he does. One away. Frank McCormick, 6'4" first baseman for the Cincinnati Reds. 64 is a 37. Strike one. 24 is a swing and miss for a strike three. Now Ernie Lombardi. And that is that 8 or 9 strikeouts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts for John Smoltz. 1, 2, the Lombardi 25 is a X. That's his 10th strikeout. We go to the top of the ninth. Atlanta 4, Cincinnati 2. Elmer Riddle stays on to pitch for the Reds. He walked his first 2 batters in the last inning, but he bounced back to retire the next 3. Here is Javier Lopez. 63 is a fly ball to center field. Myron McCormick is under it and makes the catch. One away. Here is John Smoltz. Smoltz is 1 for 2 with an RBI and a sacrifice fly. 23 is a 27. That's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Billy Werber throws to Frank McCormick at first, and there's 2 down. Marquise Grissom. 3-3 roll. That's a hit column roll for Marquise Grissom. 51 is a 2 that's going to be a drive to left center field. Grissom will round second. He'll head for third, and he will slide in safely for a triple for Marquise Grissom. He's at third with 2 outs. Should get the Braves up there. And Jeff Blauser. Infield back with 2 outs. Pitch from Riddle. That's a leaner, but that's, okay, that's a 6-6 roll. That's a 6-6 roll. Okay. That's a 0 for another roll for Blauser. Is going to be 32, and that's a single. That will drive in Grissom, and it's 5-2 Atlanta. Three-run lead. Well, I don't know if you heard that in the background. The sun's out, but we've been having some rain, and that was a thunderclap. So here's Chipper Jones. We've got Blauser at first, 2 outs, pitch to Chipper Jones, 6-6 roll. There's a drive. It might be, it could be, it is out of here, and that is a stake in the heart of the Cincinnati Reds. The Braves take a 7-2 lead. Chipper Jones goes deep for the second time in the tournament, and I would say the horse is out of the barn. Fred McGriff. 45, that's a walk. And I think they're just going to let Riddle, the young pitcher, wear it. Here is Justice. 54 is a fly ball to right field, and that is caught by Harry Kraft. That ends the 9th inning, but the Braves score 3 times, take a 7-2 lead into the bottom of the 9th inning. All right, John Smoltz is back to pitch the 9th. He has only 1 mark against his point of weakness. He has Lonnie Fry, Harry Kraft, and Eddie Yost to send the Cincinnati Reds home and take his Braves to round 3 of the tournament. 33, though, is a base hit for Lonnie Fry. Leadoff single, that's 2 marks against John Smoltz. Harry Kraft. 6-6 roll for Kraft. He could be back to his old ways. He had a great day yesterday, or in the last game. 1-3 is a 6. That's going to be a double, and if Fry is fast, he scores. He is fast. And so Fry will cross the plate. It is 7-3 Atlanta. RBI double by Harry Kraft. Timeout. All right, the Braves are going to go to their closer, Mark Wallers. He is a grade A pitcher, XY modifiers. We've got a runner on second and one out, no outs rather. And here is Eddie Hughes, the shortstop. 32 is a 26. That is a ground out to Mark Lemke at second base, 4-3. Harry Kraft will go to third. There's one out. Lou Riggs will be brought in to pitch in the pitcher spot for Elmer Riddle. Here's the pitch to Lou Riggs. 51 is a 8 against an A. Infield's back. It's a fly out to left field that will score Kraft. 7-4. And now there's two outs. Billy Werber. Six roll for Werber. Another roll. 62 is a double for Billy Werber. His first hit today. And now we've got Ivo Goodman. Still two outs. Here's the pitch. And that's a 2-2 roll for Goodman. That's going to be a single, I believe. See, runner at second, 7. That's a base hit. And Werber scores. Reds are not going quietly. 7-5. Mike McCormick is 3 for 4 on the day. 5 for 21 on the series. Okay, Goodman takes his lead at first. Here's a stretch and a pitch to Mark Willer. 65 is a 35. That's going to be a foul out to the catcher, Javi Lopez, and that ends the ball game. The Cincinnati Reds do score 3 in the ninth. They come up short. Final score, Atlanta Braves 7, Cincinnati 5. We'll be back with the wrap-up. All right, here's the line score on today's deciding game of the 1940 Reds and 95 Braves series. The Atlanta Braves scored 7 runs on 9 hits and no errors. Cincinnati scored 5 runs on 10 hits and 1 error. The winning pitcher was John Smoltz. He pitched 8 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, but struck out 10 and didn't walk anybody. Paul Derringer is not the loser. He went 7 innings, gave up 2 earned runs. The loser is Eddie Riddle. 2 innings pitched and 3 runs allowed. There were home runs in the game by Chipper Jones and let's see, Ivo Goodman for Cincinnati. Star of today's game is John Smoltz. He tired in the ninth, gave up 2 runs, but otherwise pitched a magnificent game. And now he has pitched his Braves into the 3rd round, where they will be taking on, in the next series, the 1906 Chicago Cubs. Our next series starts tomorrow, and that's going to be the Tampa Bay Rays, 08, and the 1967 St. Louis Cardinals. Hope you enjoyed this game. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and God bless.